Another key matchup as well.
And I'm seeing Firouzja versus Fabi. Normally speaking, that might have been a game that would have been electrifying. But it's this one, Magnus versus Nodirbek. Nodirbek had a very, very difficult tournament. He has his moment in the sun. Can he make the most of it?
And he was so close to defeating Prague as well, but didn't work out. We have the Roy Lopez, right?
But really, I want to say
Morphy?
the classical line with bishop to c5.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of classical. We've been seeing sidelines this whole event.
Exactly.
And knight is on g6. I actually remember Gukesh played this variation a lot with the black pieces last year in this event. I think we're already reaching some new territory.
Magnus is playing like he, not only did he expect this line from Nodirbek, but the move bishop e3, which is a very, very consequential move, he played it very quickly.
Castles?
Because there, I mean, after bishop takes e3, f takes e3, there's always going to be a f5 to break up the team. And the doubled e-pawns could be a source of liability.
I'm surprised that didn't happen.
It did not. A castle, so I would be eager to capture
d6?
and play d6.
It looks
Precisely.
so good, right? Or
d6 immediately.
D6. Yeah, he can take on a7 on the next move.
He's thinking that maybe any trades, the pawn on e3 could cover the square f4, restricting the knight, so d6.
I mean, short term, the double pawns will be good, but you know, if you end up in the end game with those pawns, you will not be happy. So you could just avoid it and take on a7 yourself.
By the way, this pawn on...
Play knight c6 and just not take on d6?
Of course. Knight c6, probably something like knight to d2. If you capture on... Oh, I can't play knight c4.
b5, right?
b5. Knight...
You wanted to put knight on d6?
I did. Knight c6. Good move. In this case, maybe I should play knight a3.
Oh, but you still can play knight c4. So you'll take on d6 with the queen?
Well, I'm kind of saying to you, what do you do to improve your position? I go knight a3.
c4 just to stop b5 from happening?
A different idea by Magnus. He's thinking that c4, as you just said, prevents b5, and he's thinking that with the knight going to c3, it's ready to jump to d5. By the way, this pawn is a real wedge. It makes it very difficult for this bishop to develop.
And normally when that happens, bishop can be fianchettoed, but after c4, you can't even do b5, bishop b7.
No.
I'm starting to really like Magnus's position here.
Well, you got to play b6. It's not joy.
It's not a good-looking move. He's taken on d6. Now just knight c3. What's the rush? Yeah, I want to just play completely dominate positionally knight c3.
Knight c3. The d6 pawn is not running away. Good point. And Magnus believes you. In case of queen b6, knight d5, queen c5.
I don't think your queen's too happy there. Eventually, I'll have a3, b4.
Yeah.
Ooh,
well, Nodirbek, he kind of wakes up to this sense that this bishop on a6.
It's too uncomfortable to sit there and
bishop on c8, pardon me. It's going to go to a6, but that bishop on c8 was uncomfortable.
He did like the Benko sacrifice.
You just get rid of it. Okay, but that is a
d6. That's a healthy extra pawn.
Well, especially as they are passed.
What about queen b6? Attacking queen b6 for black.
Queen b6 for black.
Attacking e3 and b2.
I'd probably want to defend the b2 pawn.
Passers? Yes.
But there is queen to d2 as well. Queen to
you don't even have to give any of the pawns back.
I'm greedy like that. Queen d2, knight d5. From Magnus's point of view, if he resets with queen d2 and knight d5, well, the two connected passers just roll up the board, and that's easy.
If he gets like a4, knight b5, that'll be it.
A queen trade.
Question, do we take or come back queen d2?
I would take the queens off the board, and I would just say, I've got a 2-result game. I'll defend the pawn. I'll play rook to d2, by the way, just because I am greedy like that.
Yeah, there's minimal compensation for black. It's because of the double pawns, but other than that, I don't see much for black.
No.
6.
Listing the strengths and weaknesses of black's position is not a long list of positives to talk about. I would start to think about this knight. This knight
Would be happier on c4, right?
would be joyful on c4 square.
Do you think to play actively on the king side here with white?
No,
right?
because I'm thinking that when I win the game, I'm going to win the game on the queen side. So if I put my knight on c4, I start thinking about bringing my king to b2, going a3,
just
b4.
to protect those pawns.
Yeah, and just to nurse them up the board. And putting the knight on c4, if I go knight h4, knight f5, then I start becoming distracted. Then I start thinking, oh, I should be checkmating you. That was my great idea. No, my trumps are these guys, a2 and b3.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to start playing on the king side when you have such huge advantage on the queen side.
Exactly. I can win the game.
I like your idea of bringing the king all the way to b2.
Okay, but first of all, I can also positionally increase my positional dominance. And I think this was a very good move, by the way.
And also, Magnus already has a 2-minute advantage on the clock.
Can I, do I spot a pawn?
Wait, which
Knight
pawn?
a5 and rook takes d7? I am greedy that way.
Or knight, maybe rook c8?
Okay.
Yeah, it does look like a free pawn. But
Another
also play
point.
knight d6.
Another point. Knight d6 looks really, really good too.
And he's done just that.
Because you can just follow up with rook d2, maybe knight b5. Remember where I'm winning the game? I'm winning the game on the queen side.
You have such good choices now. Knight d5, knight b5. Hard to decide which way to go.
Nice. By the way, where does this rook go? I think it's going back to a7, and now rook to c2. That.
Or we can even start like b4 and start pushing the pawns. They're protected.
b4.
Yeah. And he's playing
By the
b4.
way, the knights kind of cover all of the escorting.
They're also covering black king. It can't even come close to e7.
No.
Completely cut off.
Impressive game thus far.
Yeah, black is just paralyzed
Magnus.
in this position.
I'm keeping the knight.
You can play knight c8.
What?
Just a cute move.
Oh my goodness. That is cute. Knight to c8. I've got a knight e7 fork, and I'm doing it with tempo. I thought I was playing knight b5, by the way.
That's probably
just so I can play like a3 and knight back to c3. Again, I'm just keeping all, well, just domination, yeah? I'm probably playing a3.
a4 next move also.
Oh, a4 even. Also very nice. a4
Black would love to just trade one pair of knights just to get some breathing room, but Magnus is not allowing it.
No, Magnus is playing a beautiful control game. It's sort of like a soccer game where white has the ball the whole time. I mean, white's the one. Yeah, I'm playing a2, a3. I'm playing rook d2, and I'm just saying, you can't move. I'll keep you paralyzed.
Yeah, now he can also play knight d5 with a tempo, or a5. Yes, this is such a nice game to play with white.
You just feel...
And Nodirbek down to his last 30 seconds.
And after rook b2, followed by maybe rook to b3 too. Just making sure everything is super well protected.
Can also play knight d5.
Knight to d5.
I just want to put one rook on the c file if you take on e4, and that's it.
I believe you.
Look at the knight on b7. It's a very
Pathetic.
sad knight.
I am playing rook b2. I'm kind of happy if you capture on e4, just kind of for what you said. Go ahead and take my pawn. Knight takes e4. I'll put, and then I'll bring the rook to c1, just as you suggested, Nessie. That looks... Yeah, he's actually... he's like, please.
He's like, take my pawn, please.
Do me a favor.
C1, there he goes.
This knight, I'm threatening check. followed by check.
Is not Rook C7 just winning the knight?
Yes. What? Oh, he wants to go
he wants to play A6, B5.
That's cruel.
Oh, that's over. That's so over. A6. Yeah, Nodirbek just gave the knight.
C6.
But how, you still can't stop those pawns,
C6
right?
and Rook B7.
Yeah, the black
a beautiful
pawn
control
E4 is
game.
too far away to stop white's pawns.
Just Magnus, he played a great game.
Yeah.
Just he controlled the action
Start to
from
finish.
Yeah,
Domination.
really
Let's
impressive.
jump to Duda's game because he's very
Let's do
close
it.
to winning.
He is playing